Hello again, my Maple Leaf fans. Welcome to the last of the Toronto Maple Leafs Mini-Ability pre-game conference between the Leafs and the Red Wings before the playoffs begin this Sunday. The Leafs are playing their final game tonight at 7 against the Detroit Red Wings. I'm going to have the highlights of that game tonight. And I'm also going to have playoff Toronto Maple Leaf hockey. The first round begins Sunday night against the Ottawa Senators. So I'm also have highlights at those games. So get ready for some exciting hockey action. Right now, I'm taking you live to the pregame before tonight's final puck drop of the regular season. Game number 82, Maple Leafs Red Wings at Scotiabank Arena.
Morgan, what excites you about a Battle of Ontario in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've had a good year, and any playoff series is always intense, and it brings its own level of competition. And we're going to do what we can over the next few days to get ready.
Going in as the division champs, what do you like the most about how you guys are playing down the stretch here?
Yeah, I think that there's areas of our game that we like, and there's parts of it that we want to improve. Just like anything, you're always working at it. You're never satisfied, and obviously the next couple of days will be important as we get ready.
They had your number this year in the regular season. What did they do well against when they played against you guys?
They're a really good team. They defend well, good special teams, good goalie. They're deep. They have a lot going for them. So obviously, like I said, the next couple of days will be important as we kind of make a strategy and plan out what we want this to look like.
What do you want to get out of tonight?
I think you just want to go out there and play well. I think that there's guys that have been putting in a lot of effort, and we've gotten to a point in the standings where we're happy. But playing tonight is important still to play within structure and make sure you feel good heading into what's ahead.
Obviously, this generation of league players hasn't faced a Battle of Ontario. They haven't faced the Senators in the playoffs, but it was a really heated rival back in the early 2000s. Is that something? How does something like that develop? Do you think? Is it something that can?
How does it
organically? Do you think? I mean, to get that intensity, obviously there's going to be natural intensity in the playoffs, but that kind of rivalry.
No, I think it's just what you said. I think it's just kind of natural intensity, just because it's the playoffs and there's more at stake. And you look around at the other matchups; they're all going to be very intense and they're all going to be very competitive. And that's what you get this time of year. And that's what makes it fun.
What's the feeling in this group going into these playoffs compared to other years? Obviously, we know the history. You guys can't change the past. But how better prepared is this group?
It's tough to compare. I think the goal is always that there's growth, and year after year, you're going to be more prepared, and you're going to learn from what's happened in the past, and so now, for us, it's just about doing what we can over the next few days to prepare. Obviously, we're happy with where we're at in the standings, but ultimately, that doesn't matter. Once you start playing, no one cares what seed you are or whatever. You just need to go out there and win, and that's what we're focused on.
How impressed have you been with your goaltending down the stretch, both Joey and Joe?
Yeah, it's been outstanding. All year those guys have been great for us, and the last 2 games they were great, and beyond that they've both been playing outstanding hockey. So we've been very fortunate, and it's on us to try to make life a little easier on them when we can.
Tom Blatchford.
Discuss the physical intensity between these two teams. You guys have had your run-ins over the last couple of years. How do you think that's going to play out?
I think that there's always that level of intensity, and you expect things to ramp up in the playoffs just because there's more at stake. But I don't think it's any different than any other playoff matchups.
Tom Blatchford retiring the GOAT, and what have you enjoyed about working with him?
Every day with him has been just a real privilege. He's just a class act and a wonderful guy, and I feel very lucky to have worked with him my whole time here. And there's lots of guys in this room that also feel the same. And he's the GOAT for a reason. He's he's one of the best to ever do it.
When you order fresh and reliable groceries from Voila, you spend less time worrying about shopping and more time doing whatever your family does. Voila, your groceries delivered just like that.
John, what excites you about a Battle of Ontario in the playoffs?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, a great rivalry. It's been a little while, so should be really exciting. And it's playoff hockey. You get to play for the Stanley Cup. So this is what you work for all summer long, coming to the training camp and earn a place in the playoffs. And certainly for us to win the division, put ourselves in a good spot. We're excited, and that's what it's all about.
What memories do you have watching those early 2000s battles of Ontario?
Yeah, obviously great battles, great teams going at it. Remember Newendike's goal, watching that. I think Cujo running into the ref for the linesman there was pretty, so the intensity I thought was pretty unbelievable. Obviously, games are really tight, series are really tight. All the makings of great hockey, great series. So when the teams are close in proximity, play each other a lot in the regular season, in the division. Obviously, like I said, creates great hockey and really intense competition.
What excites you about this group as you guys sort of push forward, try to break through again after some disappointments in the past?
Yeah, I think it's just continuing to push forward and to stick together, continue to believe one another, push one another. We've obviously have had some great additions to our team this season. Gives the team a different feel, different dynamic, and you try to learn and get better and be excited and meet the challenges head on. So it's been a long grind, a fun one. Done a lot of good things and set ourselves up as best we can, and just continue to push forward and enjoy it as well. This is what you work for, and as a kid dreaming about playing the NHL, watching the Stanley Cup playoffs and all those sorts of things. Nothing beats it, especially when we have the caliber team that we have.
How would you describe how you're feeling heading into playoffs? It feels like you're set up well.
Yeah, I think regardless, whatever results might be at certain points or throughout different times in your career going into the playoffs, I think in general you're just trying to continue to get your game better. It's a never-ending process, and trying to find little ways you can be a little sharper, a little better, execute a little more, help the team in many different areas. So, just continue. I think the way I've been playing and understand what I need to do to help the team have success.
How many guys on this roster have probably memories of the early 2000s battles of Ontario? I'm just wondering, do you think it'll have the same intensity? Do you think it'll be the same kind of rivalry this time around because there's been so much time between?
Well, I think that's hard to compare, considering you got different generations of players and teams. Obviously, the fan bases, the cities, and proximity, all that doesn't change, and still within the division and play each other a lot. And you're competing in the Stanley Cup playoffs and trying to earn the opportunity to move on and get to the next round and get closer to the ultimate goal. So, to me, obviously rivalries are special and build the league, build our game, create great moments. But I think any opponent you have, you're trying to get to the ultimate goal, and whoever that is, you try to rise to that challenge and meet it head on, and obviously execute at a high level that earns you the result to keep going.
You and William have had a couple of different left wingers over the last kind of week and a half or so. Max the last couple of games. What is it like when you have kind of different guys filtering in there, and just what's the feel right now?
Yeah, I think you're just always trying to have an understanding of who you're playing with, what their strengths are, what makes them very good hockey players, and how they contribute to the team, and doing what you have to do to build chemistry, help make the players around yourself better, and how you can, impact the game positively as a line carry play, do a lot of good things, obviously offensively, but in all three zones without the puck and being reliable and things like that. So, all the guys we play with we're familiar with, and guys that have been here and have played with over the course of this season or previous season. So, you're just trying to continue to adapt to one another and build that chemistry.
What feels the most different about this group?
I don't think we think too much about what's different. I think every year is different. Every season's new. Every team is new. You start every year and you go on a new journey, and you try to earn the opportunity to compete at this time of year and build your game and create an identity that is that you can always rely on, and you hold to a very high standard that you want to leave yourself the last one standing. So we've had great additions come into our room, play different roles, bring different attributes on and off the ice that have built throughout our game, and obviously have a really strong group in here to begin with that's been here for a number of years and want to learn from years past and how you can be better. So I think that's how try to look at things, not always look at what's different. I think it's a new challenge, a new opportunity, and to obviously always learn from the past.
So I would imagine you have some memories of the Battle of Ontario from being a kid with your dad. And, what are the memories that you have, if any?
Yeah, I was pretty young, but it's a long time ago. So I think it's definitely a heated rivalry. It's there, but it's something new, and we're looking forward to it.
What do you look forward to the most to have the Battle of Ontario back in the playoffs?
Anytime you're in the playoffs, it's special, so looking forward to that.
John was telling us that you thrived during the lead up to the playoffs and playoff hockey. What stands out about your game when the stakes are this big?
Playoffs for sure, so looking forward to that. It's going to be fun.
What's the field been like the last couple of games playing with John and William for you?
Two great players, and obviously make a lot happen, and they know how to score, so it's a great opportunity.
What stands out to you about the season Tavares has put together this year?
I think you can speak to everyone, obviously in this locker room. Finishing first place in one of the toughest divisions in hockey is not easy to do. So with that comes a lot of individual success, and across the board everyone's done great. But that stuff's all behind us now, and we're going to put our best foot forward. We're going to need everyone's best, and now is when it matters. So ready to go.
If it's an intense chippy series, does that play well to your game?
That's playoffs, so yeah, it does.
What would be your message to the fans going into the playoffs?
I hope they're as excited as we are.
What does the city get like during the playoffs? You got a taste of it, of course, last year, but how would you sum it up, the passion that you feel?
Yeah, I think we got to be better. We need everyone to be better, so give them something to get behind here, and we're excited for it.
How big is home ice, and the fact you'll probably have a lot of support on the road as well?
Yeah, I think that's going to be key. Obviously, going into a tough building like Ottawa, it's going to be nice to have some support there. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Every game's going to be tough. It's going to be an absolute war.
What makes Tom Blatchford the GOAT?
He's the man. It's just what they call him around here. But he's such an incredible human being. I think you look at our game, and everyone gets caught up on what we do as hockey players on the ice. You lose track of all the hard work and stuff that goes on behind closed doors and stuff that they don't necessarily see. And as far as I'm concerned, being a trainer in the NHL is the hardest job out there. The lack of sleep these guys get, the ability to show up always positive, always happy, always smiling, and the work ethic that goes into it is second to none. So we're super grateful to have them on a day-to-day basis, and Blatch is one of the best out there of all time. So 1,500 games is a pretty incredible feat, and obviously we're celebrating him. Hopefully we got a lot more games to play and a lot more games for him to be on the bench for and stuff. So, but he's such an incredible human being, and I'm so happy for him and his family, and wish him the best moving on beyond this chapter.
The all-new Nissan Armada was made for big adventure. Big moves. Big families. With big plans and bigger ambitions. Adventure bigger in the all-new Nissan Armada.
he deserves it.
Players and Butler up tonight, or that's the challenge of after tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, there's no science to it. You go play. You know, we'll manage minutes and manage things best we can. You know, just go play smart, play hard, do the things you normally do. That's really what it boils down to.
Is it a wrong thing on players' behalf to just worry about getting in, really staying healthy? They should just play the game?
Yeah, play the game. I mean, can't go out there and worry about it, and you can't go out there and be tentative. You got to go and play the game, and yeah, you can be smart. And my job's to manage it, manage the minutes.
Any of those 300 guys getting in tonight?
No. Same lineup.
Talking about managing minutes, obviously you look at Matthews, Martin, and Nylander. We expect them to not play a lot tonight.
Well, like I'm not going to give you a time on it or whatever like that, but we're going to use everybody.
Of course, you can still.
Had a chance to talk to OEL and McCabe and Camp. How confident are you that they'll play game one?
Fairly confident, yeah. I think they're all in pretty good shape, so I feel pretty good about it.
How do you feel about Domi with Tavares and Nylander? Obviously, still a chance to build some chemistry here tonight. Where are you at?
There's things I like, and there's things that I don't particularly like all the time. For me, it's about them managing the puck more than anything. I think you know, they got to understand that you know, hope plays aren't good plays. You know, we need good hockey plays, and if they can get that mindset, that could be a dangerous line. I mean, I think you have a little bit of everything on that line. But, you know, they did a lot of good things. There's things that they probably can do better too.
Anthony Stolarz has really peaked at this time of year, 3 shutouts in the last 8 wins in a row. How much confidence is he giving the group in his good play?
Oh, for sure. I think both of our goalies have played extremely well this year and given our team confidence night in and night out. I really do. They both have done a great job in that situation.
The prospect of the Battle of Ontario, Craig. I mean, there's hockey's, you know, rivalries are what makes the game.
Yeah,
special.
no, it's a good one for sure. You know, I wasn't around, you know, back when it was going on, but oh yeah, we're excited. That's a very good team over there. Like I told you guys before, it's a young team that's grown together. They added some veterans, but overall, you know, they're a good hockey team with a lot of good skill on the front end and the back end, and they play a gritty game. Be a tough series.
Sorry. A lot of the core guys in this room have experienced some playoff disappointment the last 7-8 years. What do you have to do to make sure that isn't something
that's in the past? I don't talk to them about it. It's in the past. I'm focused on tonight's game and then going forward.
What makes Tom Blatchford the GOAT? I know it's your first year with him, but...
Well, I mean, I was going to give a little shout out to him and his family. 1,500 games is a lot of hockey games to be in a trainer in the National Hockey League. Great accomplishment by him, and just how hard he works, and the trainers in general, they're the hardest working people in the organization. Not close. These guys work. And what makes them special is everything they do is for the team. And that's what really makes them special. And he's a very special guy.
Who surprised you the most in the regular season on your team?
Who surprised me the most? Yeah. That's a good question. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of guys that have been played extremely well. I think Matthew Nyes has surprised me, the growth I talked about from training camp on and throughout the season, how he's grown as a player, you know, and what he's accomplished this year. I'm not sure I pictured that, you know what I mean? So he's been a special surprise. Not a surprise so much because the ability was there, but he's young. And as a young guy, to me, he's grown quickly.
I was going to ask you about the trainer. From your days as a young player to your days now as a veteran coach, how have you seen the demands put on those guys change over the years?
A lot of work. I mean, there's a lot of demands. I think you know, from when I came into the league, you know, as a player, we didn't demand a lot. I think we were just lucky to be there. It felt like we were lucky to be there. I didn't anyhow. But as it goes along, players need more, and that's all part of the process. You know, it's different now. There's a lot of things that go into it with preparation and, you know, just everything, the food and all that. It's all grown to a level way up here. And so trainers need to do more because players need more. And it's not the players' fault. That's reality, and that's how it works, you know. So they put in a lot of work. They do a great job here. We're very lucky to have the trainers we have here in Toronto.
Just wonder what you think of 5 Canadian teams getting in the playoffs and how you feel about
it's
St. Louis.
awesome.
St. Louis squeezing in.
Yeah, I'm happy for them too. You know, I know a lot of people there and worked with a lot of the players. So Monty did a hell of a job going in there and turning things around. So congrats to them. And no, it's always nice when you got a lot of Canadian teams in the playoffs. I think it's great for hockey and great for Canada.
Did you see Lane's pass last game? Yeah, it was so good. Yeah, but we have to play the full game.
Hi, I'm Leah.
I'm Ariana. My name's Olivia. Addison. My name is Charlotte.
Eva.
Fiona.
Hockey means friendship. Hockey means teamwork, strong bonds. It means honestly everything sometimes.
You get to help each other become better people.
They're the closest people I'll ever get to a second family. I used to play with boys before. They didn't really like to pass to me. I feel like I was kind of excluded. I really enjoyed when I moved to girls, and I just made